Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. There is a tradition in newspapers, particularly in the tabloids, where they will be the first to get to print, they'll do something, they'll say that this is where they stand, blah, 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 and they'll put a bit of news out, or they'll put an opinion piece out, or something. But they'll do it very quickly, straight after something's happened. And then the facts come out, and they realise, oh God, we've got it wrong, we've got it 100% wrong, we need to change our stance ever so quickly. And this is called doing the reverse ferret, because you have to turn everything around and ferret around to find an excuse as to why you got it wrong. And it's been known as the reverse ferret. And so when you have a group that says one thing and makes it public that this is the thing, and they no, we're going to keep saying it and saying it and saying it, and then all of a sudden realise, oh shit, no, we need to change our stance on it. They too are said to be doing the reverse ferret. Well, we have a group, beloved, of course, to each and every one of you, who are now doing the biggest reverse ferret you'll have seen in a long time. That group is the Greens. Well, they're more kind of watermelons, aren't they? Green on the outside, but Marxist red on the inside. But they have got a lot of red lines to rub out. And we're going to have a look at the story of their big reverse ferret. Here goes. Now, if I could ask the regular viewers who are yet to subscribe, all 65% of you, you obviously like the channel, you keep watching it, do please hit the subscribe button. It massively helps the channel. We keep getting put down, and we are having a whole host of automatic unsubscribes from YouTube, and it's really annoying. There's nothing I can do about it. And it's just one of those things. What do you do? So I do remind people to check they're still subscribed, and if you are yet to subscribe, please do. Massively helps. Anyway, the Scottish Greens gender red line rubbed out as Patrick Harvie and Lorna Slater hang on to ministerial roles. Now, regular viewers will know I said for a long time now that the SNP can more or less do what they want. They can ignore the threat of the Greens. The Greens' power came from the fact that they were staying in government with the SNP to maintain an SNP majority government. And they said, if you go and do, you break this, you break these various agreements we have in the Butte House Agreement, we will walk. And that, of course, was always the threat. And that's why they had this power. And so what happens? Well, they've broken the Butte House Agreement. And have the Greens walked? No. And who has been saying from day one the Greens will never walk? It is I, good people. I have always said, you can go back and look, I have always said they will never walk because they like having their asses in those chairs, and even more, they love those big ministerial salaries. And for the likes of Ross Greer, he's got power and money, things he will never ever have again, because who the hell is ever going to employ him? And so they have this red line that they have previously said, this is our red line. They have stated it time and time again, that the gender bill was an absolute line in the sand. If it did not go through, they would walk. They are saying that it is a red line, and they haven't walked. So why haven't they walked, ladies and gentlemen? Why haven't they walked? Well, this absolute red line in the sand that they've been saying all along is an absolute red line. Well, apparently it's not. Apparently it was never a red line, even though they've said it was. Even though they confirmed time and time again it was an absolute essential, or they would walk. That was the threat. Well, now we know, first of all, they're never going to walk. It means Humza Yousaf can do what the hell he likes. He won't, of course. That still requires balls. But they ain't going to walk. He can do what he wants, and they ain't walking. The threat has gone. But worse, they're saying there was never a red line. They're liars. They're hypocrites. They're creeps. Let's have a look. The party initially said they would quit government if the SNP did not challenge the UK government's veto of the Gender Recognition Reform Bill. And they did, and they lost. And then they said they must challenge it in the Supreme Court. And they said, no, we're not. And did they get up and walk? Did they? Hell. And I said they wouldn't. Anyway, the Scottish Greens have confirmed their gender reform red line in terms of the Butte House Agreement. Apparently, wasn't a red line at all. Imagine that. Imagine that. Because if it was, they'd have to go. And so what they do is they rewrite history. They airbrush out all those bits where they were saying it was a red line. You didn't hear that, folks. We never said that. It never happened. Your memories are mistaken. We like our chairs. We like our wages. What a pile of crap. Anyway, the SNP committed to the gender reform bill was part of the deal that ensured the Scottish Greens support with the Nats, with Harvey and the Imp, and Geoffrey and the Imp. Confusing myself. Anyway, all eyes were on the Greens after they confirmed it would not appeal a Court of Session decision that the UK government acted properly in blocking the legislation over concerns about its impact on reserved laws. But on Wednesday night, Green MSP Maggot Chapman appeared to suggest the agreement was not under threat. No, because they daren't leave. They've got power. They love it. They're having wet dreams to go round and go to their little offices, have a little circle jerk, don't they? Little circle jerk of the power. Oh, look at us. We got power. Ooh, for the only time in our lives. We're important. We've got to go because, we have this agreement. No, what we'll do is we'll lie. We'll lie and pretend there was no red line. Yeah, that's a great idea. Are we any good at lying? We're the Greens. We're brilliant at lying. In a statement, the North East MSP and Greens Equality spokeswoman, creature, said that the party would instead push for action on trans rights and healthcare in spite of the court ruling. Because they've got to keep pushing. They've got to sexualise those children. And she added, given the impact on trans people, their allies and the organisations that support them that another court battle could have, and the unlikelihood of any appeal being successful, the Scottish Government does not believe an appeal to be the best course of action. No, it was never the best course of action the first time round. Why are they not revealing the legal advice that was given to them? We know, because if the legal advice was they could have won, that would have been released. The very fact they're not releasing shows the legal advice says you haven't got a hope in hell, sunshine, which means the money's spent against legal opinion, against legal advice, need to be recouped from the party, or better still, from the individuals who made the decision. Harvey had insisted the Greens would quit government if the SNP did not challenge the gender law veto. During the SNP leadership contest in March, he said he would not accept any Scottish government simply vetoing parts of the Butte House Agreement. Off you go then, Harvey. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on the arse on the way out. Oh no, he's not going. He's remaining where he is. He added, those policies are in the Butte House Agreement. That's what we're intending to deliver. And if there's a Scottish government, whether the current First Minister hasn't resigned and changed their mind, or whether it's a new First Minister wanting to rip out past that agreement, clearly the agreement would come to an end. Until it comes to the point where they do it, and you won't go, you hypocritical little shit. Anyway, Shona Robertson confirmed earlier this week that the court session decision will not be appealed. However, the bill has not been withdrawn, with ministers hoping a future UK government may remove the veto and allow creatures like that to sexualise your children and make sure that they get through the factory to mass sterilise lots and lots of children to provide pleasuring for people like her and her friends. She's a very weird creature, isn't she? Does she look the sort of person that you'd allow anywhere near your children? I don't think so. I think that needs to be on a register somewhere. Certainly for her views, she does. The Chapman creature's statement has led to accusations that the Greens have sold out on their values. Say it isn't so. Huh? The Greens don't have values. There he is, Harvey. This is what we believe, and these are our principles. And if you don't like them, we've got other principles. One social media... Oh, no. One social media user called it a lot of words to say our red line wasn't a red line at all. Another quoted Groucho Marx saying, these are my principles, and if you don't like them, I have others. I did not read that. Bang. Just, I tell you what, huge brain. Hive mind. Anyway, Ms Chapman said, what is needed for now is to ensure we do absolutely everything else in our powers, not requiring this legislation, to make the lives of trans people easier. I tell you what, make them easier. Much easier. Provide mental health professionals. Because the problems is in here, not out here. Changing this does not help this. That is why trans people are 10 times higher to self-end than normal people. Because they have mental issues, not physical ones. You stupid, evil, child molesting wannabe. She's not a child molester, but she's a child endangerer. Put it that way. I categorically state she's not molesting children, although she may want to. Don't know her intentions. But what she plans to do is indeed very dangerous for children. Anyway, it means action and delivery on tackling the systemic inequalities, blah, 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 load of old bollocks. There is no inequality for trans people. You got this, what they call the LGBTQIA plus blah, 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 bollocks, ABC, MOUSE. All it means is LGB and the mentally ill. LGB, attractions, everything from T onwards, mental illness. And she's definitely on the mental illness side, isn't she? But there's no rights. There's no right issues. The only rights they want that they currently don't have more than normal people is the right to expose male genitalia to children in changing rooms. That's all it is. That's what they want. And you have to ask why. Well, we know 10 times more likely to be sexual criminals. Yeah, 10 times more likely. Look at the numbers in the jails. Not my figures. I'm not. That's not an opinion. Government facts. Government figures. Go check it out. Anyway, I shall round off there and come up. I can't believe that Groucho Marx quote. I mean, literally, I was doing it off the top of my head, and about 2 lines later, there it was. I'm like, oh man. But it is great minds thinking alike. We're all good. But I am right. They have 0 principles. If they had principles, they'd be gone. But they haven't. What they have got is a grasping need for public money and the fact that they've got a little bit of power and they love it. Old limo Lorna swanning around the whole of Scotland telling us to get on bikes while she's sending cars hundreds of miles to pick her up after she gets off the train to make herself look green. Then you got a little wanker like Harvey sitting there telling us we've got to freeze to death in our shitty houses because we're not allowed to have a gas central heating. Meanwhile, it doesn't apply to him. I live in a flat and I'm lovely. What a prick. And then you've got Ross Greer. Oh, Mr. Ginger Twiglet. A man who's done nothing, knows nothing, never had a life experience outside of being a twink for Harvey. And yet sits there and he thinks he's handsome because his mummy says so. But he's hardly a man's man, is he? A real man wouldn't want him. A gay man wouldn't want him. Well, Harvey would. He towers above Harvey, doesn't he? But what is it? There's nothing to him, is there? There's nothing to him. He's an empty vessel. No experience, no knowledge. And he just sits there with the arrogance saying that this is how you must live your life. I've got 2 words for you. Actually, I've got 3 words for you. FRO. Yeah? Anyway, I'm not going to get angry. I'm laughing. What a bunch of tots. Still, there we go. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and just ignore them now. They're a powerless organisation. Oh yes, if you don't do as we say, we'll walk. Go on then, walk. Didn't think so. Bye.